So, dann graben wir mal. Ups, falscher Knopf. Graben wir mal aus.
Was that the last time you talked to him?
No, I called on holidays, and he would call on my birthday. I guess we acted like nothing ever happened, which was stupid. Didn't want to ask about his lumberyard, and I'm sure he didn't want to ask about my job search. I never went back and visited. I think the last conversation we had was about what movies we had seen and what exactly a best boy is in the credits. I thought he would be here so much longer.
Da war ich auch schon. Ja, das war der Gabelstapler. Ja, dann heißt es hier Wein. ...142 Sterne. Ich hoffe wirklich, dass am Ende irgendwie gesagt wird, wie viele Sterne man sammeln konnte. Und was wir damit anfangen können.
In the distance, the first tree illuminated the wasteland. She couldn't go home anymore. She did the only thing she was capable of. Moving forward. My dad died alone in the middle of the wilderness. I should have been talking to him more. I should have done a lot of things differently.
If the first tree on earth brought life with it, if it taught the birds to sing and fly and showed saplings how to grow, what could it do for us?
Letzte Schritte.
Obviously, this is a really emotional part, but I'm going to talk through it anyway. A lot of people correctly identify that Journey was like a huge inspiration for the first tree. And this part, it is like a callback to that part where you're climbing up the mountain with your friend you don't know, and it just gets snowier and snowier, and you just keep going, and then eventually you collapse. And that made a huge impact on me. And I don't even own a PlayStation 3 or 4. I rented a PlayStation from like a rent-a-center right after completing Home is Where One Starts, just because I'd heard so much about it. And everyone was right, it was a very impactful game, and it definitely inspired the first tree.
Dann gehen wir mal zum Baum. Wir können nicht
There
springen.
was a letter I received yesterday from a name I didn't recognize, with a quote I can't stop thinking about. Death is not the opposite of life, but a part of it. More and more, I'm realizing one important truth. Each of us have our own journey to the first tree. But sometimes I'm not sure I'm ready to take that first step.
You already have my love.
wirklich gedacht, dass wenigstens die Tochter überlebt hat. Der erste Baum erwacht und fragt behutsam, ob die Füchsin die letzte Nachricht an ihrem Kind. Was? Der erste Baum erwacht und fragt behutsam, ob die Füchsin eine letzte Nachricht an ihr Ja. Warte mal. Nein. So. Ich hoffe, dir ist gut da, wo du bist. Ich liebe dich, meine Tochter.
I guess her journey was over. But I have no idea. It was only a dream. A distraction from tomorrow.
I don't think dreams normally bring back to memory so many important feelings. Maybe it was just a dream, but it was also a gift.
Yeah, I suppose. But tomorrow we're getting on a plane to the last place on Earth I want to be. The only person that would have made the trip worth it is gone.
You're going to see him and be with him one last time before you say goodbye. I have one last quote for you by Emerson, sealed in an imaginary letter from me to you. It is the secret of the world that all things subsist and do not die, but only retire a little from sight and afterward return again. Go to sleep, my love. We have a big day tomorrow, but I'll be there with you every step of the way.
Thank you. Thanks for listening. Good night, Rachel.
Good night, Joseph.
Das ist die Frage, was kommt jetzt? Was kommt jetzt? Wenn es mal geladen hat. Ich hoffe nicht, dass ich jetzt. Ich will nicht mehr, ich spreche ab. Sechs Monate später. Achso, okay. Dann glaube ich bei Josef. Ich weiß aber jetzt nicht, wo wir sind. 7 Uhr morgens.
You're probably thinking, what is going on? And that was definitely my intention for this epilogue part of the first tree. This is my favorite part. This is the part I'm most proud of. And it definitely, it's supposed to evoke this, what is going on? Where am I? I was not expecting this. When I was marketing and blogging about making the game, I never showed anyone this part. I never told anyone. I never shared screenshots. I wanted it to be a complete surprise. And I also wanted it to feel a little creepy because it's totally inspired by those nights where you wake up in the middle of the night and you can just hear the sounds of the wind outside the house and you can't sleep. So you walk around in this twilight stupor. And I would say the whole first part of this game where you play as the fox, its whole purpose is to set up for this conclusion. So yeah, I would encourage you to look around and see how many things you recognize from the earlier part of the game.
Ja, das ist der letzte Part des Games. Was war denn das denn hier? Wir sind, glaube ich, bei dem Haus von seinem Elternhaus in Alaska. Wo waren wir schon drin? Ne?
I tried hard to foreshadow this epilogue just because I wanted it to be a surprise, but I didn't want it to feel too out of place that it would be humorous. And so Joseph, earlier in the game, he would say things like, I felt like I was right behind the fox the whole time. In my mind, the camera perspective acts as a metaphor for who the player is, what they're seeing, if the camera represents Joseph, or just like that video game trope of having the camera follow you. I guess the big question I wanted the player to ask themselves, is this a dream as well? And if so, does that even matter?
Ja. Jetzt ist nur die Frage, was müssen wir machen? Der letzte Part. Ich habe keine Ahnung. So, ich gehe mal jetzt nochmal hier lang. Also ihr seht, glaube ich, auch nicht so wirklich was, so was ich sehe. Das ist, glaube ich, auch gewollt. Ups. Ah. Hinten ist auch noch was. Ja, tut mir leid, dass wir hier alles gut durchgucken. Das war irgendwie kein Gewächs, das ist ein Schuppen gewesen. So. Ein Glühwürmchen.
What the hell?
Fuchs. Bei wieder Gänsehaut.
I purposefully fade out the crosshair in the middle of the screen because I wanted it to be a direct callback to the camera following the fox in the first 5 levels of the first tree. I wanted it to go for that gut reaction that this was very familiar, yet totally in a different world.
Wir rennen jetzt einfach nur hinter dem Fuchs her. Mehr machen wir nicht mehr. Weil wenn wir stehen bleiben, läuft er weiter. Das ist so ein bisschen doof gemacht. Ein bisschen. Jetzt Musik, Alter. Die Musik ist so cool. Also wirklich, ich mag die Musik.
thank you for making it to the end of my game. And I hope you enjoy the personalized message that is featured on the trunk of this tree. It's a message submitted by another player that's retrieved from a database, and it's retrieved at random. And I did this because I wanted people, even if they feel alone through trials of death, that there is a community, an invisible community supporting each other. So thanks for playing.
The first tree. Ist es wirklich ein geiles Game. Also, no joke. Wow. Wirklich, wirklich. Ich weiß nicht, was ich dazu sagen soll. Ich habe, glaube ich, mittendrin so viel Sachen gesagt, um zu sagen, ey, wie geil das Game ist und so. Das fuckt mich ja in der ersten Minute. Es ist wirklich ein geiles Game. Grafik gesehen ist was anderes, aber es holt dich komplett in der ersten Minute ab. Erzählt dir die Geschichte, wo er jung war, wo er Teenager war, mit seinem Vater. Möchtest du deine Erklärungen zum eine Bank? Jo. Und das war's. Das war das Wie. Wer jetzt? Ja, das sind die jetzt. Und das war's. Ja, damit danke ich mich, dass ihr eingeschaltet habt, dass ihr so geguckt habt. Und ja. Ihr wisst, auf meinem Kanal gibt es andere Let's Plays. Also, wenn ihr Bock habt, könnt ihr das gucken. Also, bis dann. Tschüss.
So, hier ist das Ende des Let's Plays. Im nächsten Part geht es weiter. Und ja, wenn ihr es noch nicht gehabt habt oder noch nicht gemacht habt, dann besucht mich einfach bei Twitch, lasst mir ein Follow da, dann bekommt ihr eine Benachrichtigung, wenn ich wieder live gehe. Und wir sehen uns im nächsten Let's Play. Bis dann, ciao, ciao!